The insurance industry facing a number of headwinds, including rising insurance costs, and Allstate warning in a recent report that Americans' trust in each other is at a tipping point. Joining us right now to discuss the state of insurance, climate, and so much more, Tom Wilson, Allstate's CEO. Good morning to you. Let's talk about just the tipping point first. You've been looking at this. What do you think that ultimately even means, Tom?
Good morning, Andrew. It's a problem for America. So, we don't trust our leaders, we don't trust our government, we don't trust other institutions. And in fact, only 41% of Americans trust other people to do what's the right thing. And for a democracy or for capitalism, that's a problem. And I don't mean blind trust, where you just believe everything, but really authentic trust. We have to work on raising authentic trust.
And in terms of, it's interesting, an insurance company is talking about trust. People have to trust the insurance company to pay out. I mean, how much of what you're doing ultimately is around trying to understand that issue?
Well, it's a great point. I mean, people give us their money, and they trust that we'll be there when something bad happens. And so it's obviously important to Allstate. But it's important to just businesses functioning in an economy where you have to trust. It's important to people. Like, trust is freedom. Like, if you don't trust people, you don't get on a plane, you don't get in a car. So it's really important to everything we do, and it's freedom for everybody. And it really is a problem. But there's hope here. So while most people don't trust other people in America, they do believe in the future of their local communities, and they believe in 2/3 of them volunteer. So our idea is to first rebuild local relationships, because when you do that, if you're doing sandbags or making sandwiches for homeless people, you're building a relationship, and relationships are about trust. So we think that's part of it. The other thing is to get out of the web of negativity we're in.
Well, let me ask you a different question, and it's negative, I will say, and it's sad, is what it really is, which is this flood in Texas, and how you're looking at that, how you're looking at the costs of that, but also how you look at this issue, which is there had been warnings about the possibility of these kind of floods, and there had been floods prior, and therefore it raises the question whether folks should have been building in these places, whether they should have had locations like this Camp Mystic, which I think meant to a lot of people, but obviously put these wonderful little children in harm's way.
Yeah, I mean, it's so horrifying. Every time you look at your computer or the TV, you see the death count going up. When almost 100 people die, a lot of them are children. It's just terrible. These things have happened a lot more frequently, as you point out. I don't think there's a failure of information, because when you have a 3-story water wall coming at you in less than an hour, it's very hard to keep everybody protected. So it's a terrible thing that's happened. I think the lessons we can learn from it is we do need to have response where people can come together and help those people who have had losses at this point in time. So that's really, really important. But to your point, there's 22,000 natural catastrophes that happen in America in a year. And the lesson from this is that, one, we have to be there to take care of people after it happens, but then we can work on building resiliency. So your point that it's not a huge surprise that there are floods in America is true. And it's not just Texas, it's not Florida, it's not just California. It's all over the country. The rain is up 60% in the Northeast. And so the floods can happen anywhere, straight line winds, hurricanes, tornadoes. We need to just make sure people are protected, which means being there after, but also improving resiliency.